Hey everybody, my name is Trevor Sanders. I'm an attorney here in Utah that does workers' compensation law. And I'm putting together just a series of videos that kind of explain to people the workers' compensation process, the procedures, problems, issues, questions, those types of things. And this is the initial video of this. And I was thinking, an overview of workers' compensation is probably a good idea. Um, Workers' compensation has been around. It started in Europe, um, and it came to the United States in the early part of the 20th century. I think Utah's uh, workers' compensation statutory scheme was, I think, enacted in 1917, if I remember correctly. So a little over 100 years, and pretty much every state in the United States now has their own variation of workers' compensation. Here in Utah, it's a pretty complex scheme. And one of the things that's critical to understand about workers' compensation is that it's a no fault system. What do I mean by that? It doesn't matter if you were at fault and your accident happened, or if your employer was at fault, or didn't fix a tool or a piece of equipment or something like that. It doesn't matter. The question is, does this arise out of your employment? And is there a connection between the injuries and the accident itself? Um, Theoretically, and I don't recommend that you do this, you could be texting and driving a delivery van down the freeway and rear end somebody because you're texting. Clearly, you're negligent. Clearly, you're at fault. And yet, it would still be a workers' compensation claim. Um, so, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's a no fault system. It doesn't necessarily matter that that the there wasn't something fixed or somebody should have done something to stop this or prevent it. It doesn't really factor into the calculus, so to speak. Um, so that's something like one of the things to understand right at the beginning. It's more of a question: was I an employee? Was I hurt? What do the doctors say? That's kind of how I look at it, as opposed to fault. Now, in another type of case, like a car accident, or if you're a guest at a store, you're a customer at a store, now fault matters. But when workers' compensation comes into play, it just doesn't.